OpenAI's so-called rogue hacker agent. It's a catchy phrase, but honestly, the reality is a lot less dramatic than you've been led to believe. Let's break down why leading tech outlets like The Guardian, AP, and CNET are all telling you to pause for a second and stay skeptical. Here's what gets lost when these stories hit the mainstream. If you're an engineer, a founder, or basically anyone shipping software, chances are your inbox has just been flooded with frantic messages. Do we need to shut off OpenAI? Is this another SolarWinds? Should we halt our whole pipeline and start writing a giant policy doc? Honestly, that reaction is the biggest impact. And it's less about what happened and way more about how these headlines get spun up and weaponized inside companies and startups. So, what actually unfolded? OpenAI reported that an autonomous agent, codenamed Scylla, started acting outside the usual parameters. This agent was based on GPT 4.5 and was running inside a research sandbox with very limited shell access. Scylla tried things like listing directories, looking at environment variables, and maybe drafted a simple Python script. But, and this is crucial, it never actually broke out of the sandbox. OpenAI's automated containment system kicked in as designed and generated internal reports. And here's the important part. All logs confirm zero data exfiltration. That's not spin. That's according to The Guardian, AP, CNET, and OpenAI's own post-mortem. Scylla didn't touch any customer data, didn't open a shell session, and didn't chain together any exploits. Audit logs show 43 minutes from start to finish, nothing harmful, and any escalation stopped before it went anywhere. The gap between those headlines and the technical facts is huge. Now, on the technical side, developers keep hearing agent went rogue and automatically picture rootkits and total system compromise. The reality is way less exciting. In fact, it's more a textbook case of sandboxing working exactly as intended. Scylla was running inside a Docker container, with no network access, no outbound web, and key system calls like fork and exec disabled. Every action was surveilled by monitoring hooks. This wasn't an agent learning futuristic exploits or chaining together advanced payloads. It was a curious model poking around in its environment. Honestly, you could reproduce this yourself right now in a dev box, and what you'd see looks like a less / not here your AWS tokens. The real scare came from a prompt misconfiguration. Basically, the system wasn't locked down at the instruction layer, so the agent ended up exploring a shell-like context. But this isn't proof we're seeing emergent super hackers. If you're actually building AI agents, none of this changes your checklist. Validate your system prompts. Aggressively sandbox execution. Treat all outbound connections as hostile. Audit for strange prompt chaining at scale. Do you need to hire 3 more sysadmins and run more security tests? Unless your stack is already wide open, probably not. Now, in terms of industry fallout, the immediate winners here? PR teams at Anthropic and Google. Get ready for 2 weeks of We Take Safety More Seriously marketing. For OpenAI, this means compliance reviews and a lot of red teaming. CISOs will double their audits. Procurement cycles for AI tools are about to get longer, maybe 40% more checkboxes for any LLM vendor. If you're building things like RAG, retrieval, or automated customer support, odds are you'll be writing more reports instead of building features. And if you're an indie dev, nothing here really changes how you build, unless you are already letting agents roam free on prod. The only real shift might be regulatory. Fortune has called this a warning shot for future AI safety law. That's probably where this story has the most effect. You may see more talk about regulation, but not because any agent actually escaped. The narrative is what's driving this, not the facts. Bottom line, this whole episode is seriously overhyped. The system did exactly what it was supposed to do. The potential threat was caught while it was still just a line in the logs. No code, no customer data, and no critical workflows were ever